You say people are born atheists. How are people born atheists? That's like saying people were born Christians. There's a difference. You don't become one or the other unless you decide you want to be one or the other. You cannot be born an atheist.
Wow! Whew. Okay, I was born a Christian. I was born into a Christian family. Now, when I say this, that's how we, as whether you're Christian or Jewish or Muslim, Hindu, whatever, that's the mindset. So when you are saying, well, you can't be born atheist, it's like saying you're born a Christian. This is the cultural mindset, all right? Wow. By default, it's different. Now let me try to explain. When I was born into a Christian family. And so the perception is that I was born Christian. Mom and Dad were Christian, my sisters were Christian, everybody was Christian. We went to Sunday school, we did the whole thing. Over time, that faded away. Thankfully, I don't anymore. I haven't for a long time. I'm not going back. Because I can think. I have a mind. I have thoughts. Someone a while ago asked me why. He was like, "What made you become an atheist?" And it's a little bit more complicated than this, but the answer that I like the most is, I looked up. Nope, not there. Not being a Jew myself, I'm completely aware that trying to explain this is going to show my ignorance. That's fine. To the best of my knowledge, if two people get together and they get married and they're both Jewish, their child, their offspring, is automatically Jewish. Now, if one person is Jewish and the other person is not, if that person accepts the Jewish tenet and practices as a Jew and accepts the religion, then their offspring are also going to be Jewish. Now, whether or not one person's Jewish and one person's Hindu or pagan or Muslim or Christian or nothing, atheist, whatever, I don't know if their offspring is Jewish or not. I guess that depends on your rabbi. I'm not going to call a rabbi up and check with him. And I don't really care personally, but it gets a little bit more complicated depending on your belief structure. But generally speaking, Jews give birth to Jews, and there's a covenant that was made that is in their Torah. It is an agreement that was made between God and the chosen people, which the Jews believe to be Jews. I think the Muslims might think that they're chosen too, and I think the Christians think that they're chosen also. Isn't it interesting how all religions... Well, not all, necessarily. I don't know where the Hindu fall with regards to that, other than they like cows. I don't really know an awful lot about the Hindu faith, I'm sorry. Taking away culture, taking away religion for a moment. When you were born, or even before you're born, because sometimes some religious people would probably talk to the baby while he's still in the womb. It's like, you're going to be a good little Christian, aren't you? Aren't you going to be a good little Christian? Before anybody starts talking to the kid doesn't know jack. Doesn't know squat. He's a baby. He's a little baby, and he can't even ask for a cookie yet because mommy and daddy haven't taught him English, or whatever your language is. He hasn't been taught how to talk. He hasn't been told what to think yet. So by default, all babies are atheist, objectively speaking. Now, any person with a religion is going to disagree with me, and I know you're going to disagree with me, and you can make videos and you can leave comments below all you want. Objectively speaking, you're born devoid of the knowledge of a God. Why? Because gods, just like dragons and leprechauns and fairies and unicorns and all the other things that aren't real, are constructs of the human psyche that are passed down generation after generation. Where did the Bible come from? It is supposedly the Word of God, right? Actually, it was written by men who were presumably inspired by their belief in a God that's not up there. Sorry. By default, all babies are born atheists because atheism is not a belief. It is, when you're a believer, it is the abandonment of that lie, that falsehood, that mythology. When you're born, it's not an abandonment. You're just devoid of that knowledge that such a belief exists, because you're just a baby and you don't know anything. So by default, everyone is born an atheist.